Excuse me, sorry, I'm just laughing at him. Look, guys, Dreamcast guy is back at it again. We gotta make fun of him. Y'all gonna be laughing with me in a second here. But sometimes I think this guy's a little bit slow. I know he got his new teeth. I'm happy for him on that. But it's just the way that he talks and does things. I don't know how the hell he got so popular, but the world can be weird sometimes. I don't want to get some of his. You guys are see, but yeah, hold on, let's get started.
Hey there, gamers. DreamcastGuy here.
Oh man.
Today we're going to talk about the Xbox meltdown because Microsoft has now confirmed Forza is coming to PlayStation 5, and it seems like Master Chief is next. Gears of War Fable. I want to talk about this even though I just had 18 teeth removed because the Xbox community is melting down.
Oh, are we? I guess his teeth disintegrated from Sony's cancel rainbow balls being in it for too long. It has acid corrosion effects. He didn't know about the damage over time effects from having them in there because they went down so far, just into the dark with all those 10 canceled games and just the bad feelings they had. The ooze was just all over his teeth and it's still having effects on him. And Spider-Man 2 just flopped on Steam. VR2 is not successful. Horizon Lego Dawn failed. Or whatever the hell it's called, right? They just canceled the Demon Souls and Gran Turismo port. Ooh, we have like 12 cancels now. Concord. Microsoft is doing so well. What are we talking about? I just don't understand.
And I find this fascinating because I think the tide between casual gamers and hardcore gamers has shifted in a way that it honestly is bad for Xbox. But let me explain what I'm talking about. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble talking. How do you like my new teeth, by the way? Hi. Okay, anyways, so
Still not too bad.
this came out while I was in surgery. Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PlayStation 5 this spring. Now, when you first see this, it seems like a parody tweet. I mean, everybody always says the trinity of Microsoft for the last 10 years, Halo, Gears, and Forza. Those three games are not just reliable, they're always coming out, the next one's always being hyped. They're the games that sell systems. The fact that Microsoft is saying, we want to sell as many as possible, we're going to go over to the bigger camp, which is PlayStation, and see if we can sell an extra 5 million copies, right? Now, it's crazy because a lot of people are like, okay, Xbox is officially third party. They are now Sega too, which isn't a bad thing. This, to me, is just wild to see. The idea of pre-ordering a Forza game onto PlayStation. Now,
Full price. You can get it on Game Pass. Though that game is worth owning. But the turnaround that they've had, how great they're doing. Um, I wonder why he's saying that that's worse. They already have the full juice. You know what I mean? There's, you know how your toothbrush is running, your toothpaste is running out. You gotta press on it real hard, and they did all that with Forza. So now they're putting it elsewhere. Then they'll launch a new one. It doesn't necessarily have to be day one. They'll just be playing that and enjoying that. You know what I mean? Why not do that? You know what I mean? It's like it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's been out for quite some time. So like he acts like Sony's not doing it on PC. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're going to a competitor platform and they're going to go to Switch. I don't get the hypocrisy. PlayStation is getting worse. Xbox is getting better, except on the hardware front. In Europe, they have to fix that problem. But like in every other category, they actually have made jumps. Like this is the best you've seen the Xbox brand in a long time. We talk about software, services, cloud, streaming, all that type of stuff. They're doing actually really good. Now on the hardware side, no, not necessarily, because they need to reclaim their identity with the next console and what's going to be coming out. Like if they have the handheld on the way, if they have Steam coming on there where you get PlayStation 5 games, and then people say, okay, now I actually want that console because I feel like that's a really good deal. Online is free. You know what I mean? It just depends. But other than that, I'm not looking at them as a brand that's going to come into the next gen launch and say, man, they're about to sell 100 million. Like, we have to see what the hell's going to happen. Obviously, not that, obviously. But there's more that we have to see. But if we just look at everything else, they're doing pretty well now. I don't see how Sony is doing better than them. They're doing way worse than anybody than they've ever had in the history of PlayStation. But they're still just moving hardware.
Now, a lot of Xbox people are making some pretty good memes. Finally, a good Horizon game on PS5. That's a good joke. Even if you like Horizon, you got to say that's a damn good bird. But I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this. There's rumors that Halo is next. Yesterday, they did like a live stream where they were saying, hey, we have a big surprise. Everybody was like, please do not announce Halo for PS5. As a fan of the Xbox the console, I'm playing on Xbox and PlayStation since Xbox 360. I always liked the competition, but each console had its own charm and special games. But if I can play big Xbox hits on PlayStation, what is left for Xbox? Now, I went over to Reddit because I think...
Well, hold on a second. That era is over. It's not Halo, Forza, Gears anymore. Do you know how many games they have now? That's what I'm saying. Like, get out of that triangle. And that's not there anymore. You know what I mean? This is what I don't get. You know, it's like, come on, man. Get with the times.
There's been this disparity up until now where there were casual gamers and there's hardcore gamers. And I feel like the line up until now has typically been how many hours do you play, right? How many games do you buy? How many different games do you beat? How many games do you have platinum trophy on? But I almost feel like at this point, all gamers are playing more than they used to. I feel like play hours across the board, any console, any system, PC, Nintendo Switch, anything, I think the numbers are going way, way up. I think that now the difference is the informed. I think since everybody's gaming more, I think communities like Reddit, like Blue Sky, like Twitter, like YouTube, I feel like people are now more locked into the conversation. And usually that was the disparity, is hardcore gamers knew what the next release was, they knew release dates, they had stuff pre-ordered, whereas casual gamers, they kind of just went with the flow. They walk into a GameStop, and they say, hey, what's the new PlayStation game? And they buy it, right? Now, I do feel like everybody is so plugged in, they can feel the shifting of the tide. And so when Xbox announces that their biggest game is coming to PS5, now even the casual gamers, the people that are typically very offline, are saying, okay, why do I have an Xbox?
Water in my mouth. PlayStation.
Forza, one of Xbox flagship exclusive franchises, is now officially multi-platform. Never thought I'd see the day. Now, PlayStation players have both Forza and Gran Turismo. Remember when people used to recommend Xbox for racing games because of Forza? This is an interesting point. Xbox has not been winning awards. It's a point people have been bringing up a lot, is that if you're trying to pick a console, Nintendo wins a lot of Game of the Year awards, Family Game of the Year, all that kind of stuff. PlayStation wins like best narrative experience, best writing with a lot of their exclusives, but Forza has always been the ace in the hole for Xbox. It's been, hey, here's our thing that we make the best racing games. We have Forza, we have the Horizon series. We're always putting out next big racing game. And who won?
But they're going to come out with a new one while they're playing that one. It's usually what happens for the last game. People just move on to the next one. You'll still have a small community. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? I don't get why they're making a big deal with that. Like, that's going to hurt the Xbox brand. It's not going to.
you got to get Game Pass on
So Xbox is not getting worse.
PC. You got to get Play Anywhere, or you got to get an Xbox. The fact that they're basically saying, "Hey, here is literally our most award-winning series. We're going to give it to the competition." I do think this is a much bigger deal, and I think a lot of people are taking this seriously. But if PlayStation gives Halo and Gears, the only reason for me to keep me on Xbox are my digital purchases. Yep, exactly the same. Why settle for Xbox when you can get PC, PlayStation, and get Sony games on top of Microsoft? Now, this is another point that I think is great, which is that right now, Sony has also been experimenting for the last couple of years of putting games on PC. It seems like this has been pretty successful. They just launched Spider-Man 2. I think it had 20,000 concurrent players, which for a game with almost no hype, no pre-orders, they didn't even release.
Don't you say it that it's a success for a Marvel IP. He's going to say it, isn't he? Don't you say it.
Like the specs of what is needed to play it on PC. I mean, it's pretty impressive they even hit 20.
He did it. Oh, man. I can't believe he did it. Oh, no, y'all. No, he didn't do that. No, he didn't. It's more water in my mouth. Oh, man. No way he said that. What is with that Xbox? Hold on. Actually, you know what? Guys, what is with the ponies not being able to accept reality and just say that it flopped?
Thousand concurrent players on Spider-Man 2. And I think it is a good point that right now you have to wait a bit longer to play stuff on PC, but it is going to be the version with the best graphics, the best mods, and it's weird to think that now, if you're only a PC gamer, you get everything except Nintendo exclusives eventually. Look at this. 24 years back catalog, I've gone and bought a PS5, making my way through their first-party catalog. I've had fun with my Xbox, but feel betrayed I've invested so much into my back catalog and will retain my Xbox just for that. If not that, I'd be fully PS console only and bid my farewell. Now, what's crazy to me is that I do think this year is going to get a lot worse. I am a
You just launched our best lineup in history. More games than you've ever seen in your entire life. And it's going to be pro-consumer across all devices. It's going to get worse. Oh, Sony's. I got too much ball juice in my mouth. I have to go get some new teeth. Really, dude?
Big Gears of War fanatic. I have always loved Gears of War a lot. You can go watch my old reviews. I've given every Gears of War a way higher score than a lot of other reviewers because I've always kind of liked the speed, the pacing, the multiplayer, and I always thought that Gears had a uniquely American vibe. There's a lot of games on PlayStation and Nintendo and stuff that are very much cool JRPGs and have that cool aesthetic, right? Whereas I always felt like Xbox, being a American company, their studios being based in America, I always thought that Gears of War was like that game that, hey, hell yeah, we're just going to have chainsaw guns and one-shot shotguns and stuff, right? I like Gears of War a lot. I even read the really bad Gears of War comics, and there's talks about the fact that they're currently working on a Gears of War trilogy, which is going to be a full remaster of the original 3 games, which are still the damn best. And they're going to be releasing it day one on PlayStation 5. That means it'll be coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC. Not sure what the Nintendo Switch 2 conversation is going to be. This is crazy. This guy Vandal, there's this leaker who said that right now, Xbox is working their ass off to put everything on PS5 as quickly as possible, maybe even cranking them all out this year. Starfield, Fable, Coming day one to PS5, Microsoft Flight Sim, Killer Instinct. They're also working on Age of Empires 2, Hellblade 2, Halo, and Gears Ultimate Edition. Now,
Maybe.
last year there was a leak that apparently some internal people were saying we regret not putting Hellblade 2 onto PlayStation. Apparently the thought was that Hellblade 2 kind of flopped on Xbox. It didn't sell.
Hmm.
People didn't even download it if they had Game Pass. And I think the thought was,
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't a like you know it was like okay yeah they made huge improvements. I mean visually it was better, but I feel like they could have did more with it, of course. But I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't blown away either.
it's like, okay, we invested a lot of time, a lot of money into Hellblade 2. We kind of wish we'd put it on PlayStation just for a chance to get extra sales. Now, I think a lot of Xbox fans and PlayStation fans are a bit confused about why now. Why is suddenly every game directly going to PlayStation 5? What is it that changed in the last year? I do think Sea of Thieves being the top selling game on PlayStation for a while, who knows how much money that even generated. A lot of these games that are getting put on PlayStation, when they land, they're on the sales chart. They're making crazy amounts of money. And I think Microsoft is starting to see the fact that their numbers continue to go down. Gaming revenue is down 7%. This is the Microsoft gaming quarter that includes Call of Duty.
But that makes sense with their base. That's not terrible. They had content and services revenue go up though, which is exactly what they're pushing. So that only being 7% is actually not that bad. But we kind of get the point here, right? That's why I had to cover this. So the rest of this is just basically covering that. Hopefully y'all enjoyed some of that humor at the beginning. But he talks like that in his other videos too. But like I said, sometimes I think he's a little bit I don't know. But let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I mean, there goes the narrative again, right? Let's not talk about how bad Sony's doing. Let's just try to make Xbox only look negative. It's ridiculous. Peace out, y'all.